Hello friends, welcome all of you. In previous video, we have already seen different expressions, that is expression for angular momentum, expression for torque and conservation of angular momentum. So today we see some other new points. So let's start today's lecture. First we see today's points. The first point of today's lecture is continuation of conservation of angular momentum. First we see today's point examples of conservation of angular momentum. Next point is rolling motion. Third point is speed and linear acceleration rolling down an inclined plane. And the last point of today's lecture, it is the kinematical equation. So we start with the first point. The first point, it is examples of conservation of angular momentum. There are various examples. We see the first example, and the name of first example, it is the ballet dancer. We are very familiar with the ice skating game. Let's see the image. During ice ballet, dancers undertaking rounds of smaller and larger radii. See the next image. While taking rounds of smaller radius, moment of inertia of their system becomes minimum. That means frequency increases. We have know that the formula for the angular momentum, L is equals to I into the omega. That means I is equals to 2 pi into the small n. Let's see the next image. While outer rounds, dancers outstretch their legs and arms. This increases their moment of inertia. That means reduces angular speed and hence also the linear speed. So this one is the first example, that is ballet dancer. Let's see the next example. Next example, it is the diving in a swimming pool during the competition. Let's see image. While on the diving board, the divers stretch their body so as to increase the moment of inertia. Immediately after leaving the board, they fold their body, so this reduces moment of inertia. As a result, frequency increases and they complete more and more rounds in air. See the image. Again, while entering into the water, they stretch their body into the streamline or laminar shape. This allows smooth entry into the water. See the image. So friends, there are two examples we have seen. Conservations of the angular momentum. So let's see the next point. Next point is the rolling motion. The objects like cylinders, sphere, wheels, these are seen to perform rolling motion. In rolling motion, there are two motions are observed. The first motion, it is the circular motion, and second motion, it is the linear motion. So the object possesses two types of kinetic energy. First one, it is the rotational kinetic energy, and second one is the translational kinetic energy. So sum of these two is its total kinetic energy. So let's see the figure. So here an object of moment of inertia I rolling uniformly in a plane. Here v, it is the linear speed of the object. Capital R, it is the radius of the body. Omega, it is the angular speed. Capital M, it is the mass of the body. And capital K, it is the radius of gyration of the body. So we calculate the total energy of the system. That means we have know that the formula total kinetic energy of the rolling body is the sum of translational kinetic energy and rotational kinetic energy. So we know that the formula for translational kinetic energy, it is the 1/2 m into the v square, and rotational kinetic energy, it is the 1/2 I into the omega square. So addition with this, we get the formula E is equals to 1/2 mv square plus 1/2 I into the omega square. But we know that the formula for moment of inertia, it is the I is equals to m into the k square, and we know that the formula for linear speed, it is the v is equals to r omega. So omega is equals to v divided by the capital R. So putting the values in the equation, we get the new form of this equation. E is equals to 1/2 mv square plus 1/2 mk square into the bracket v divided by r into the bracket square. So simplifying this equation, we get the new formula, that is formula for the energy. E is equals to 1/2 mv square into the bracket 1 plus k square divided by the r square. This is the total kinetic energy of the rolling body. Let's see the next point. Linear speed and acceleration while rolling down an inclined plane. See the figure. Here is an object of mass small m and radius capital R rolling down an inclined plane without slipping. See in the figure, theta, it is the angle of inclination of the plane with horizontal. As object starts rolling down, its gravitational potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy of the rolling starting from the rest. So we calculate here the formula for the velocity. So let v be the speed of the body. The center of mass of the object coming down through a vertical distance, it is the small h. So we know that total kinetic energy is formula translational kinetic energy plus rotational kinetic energy. So we derive in the last slide this equation, that is E is equals to 1/2 mv square plus 1/2 I into the omega square. Simplifying this equation, we get E is equals to 1/2 mv square into the bracket 1 plus k square divided by the r square. So here potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy. So we get the new form of this equation. E is equals to mgh is equals to 1/2 mv square into the bracket 1 plus k square divided by the r square. So simplifying this equation, we get the new form, that is twice gh is equals to v square into the bracket 1 plus k square divided by the r square. So taking outside v square term, we get the new form, v square is equals to twice gh divided by 1 plus k square divided by the r square. So taking the square root, we get the final equation of the speed. V is equals to under root of twice gh divided by 1 plus k square divided by the r square. So this is the final equation of the linear speed. So let's calculate the formula for acceleration. See the figure. From the figure, we have to calculate the sine theta, that is h is equals to s into the sine of the theta. Here linear speed traveled along the plane, it is the s is equals to simply h divided by the sine of the theta. During this distance, the linear velocity has increased from 0 to small v. As we know that from the second kinematical equation, the equation it is v square is equals to u square plus twice as. Taking outside the term twice as, we get twice as is equals to v square minus u square. So putting the values of the s in this equation, we get twice a into the bracket h divided by sine of the theta is equals to v square. This is the equation number 1. As we know that v square values, v square is equals to twice gh divided by 1 plus k square divided by the r square. So this one is the equation number 2. So we get the two equation, equation 1 and equation 2. Equating these two equations, we get twice a into the bracket h divided by sine of theta is equals to twice gh divided by 1 plus k square divided by the r square. So simplifying this equation, we get the final equation of the acceleration. That is small a is equals to g sine theta divided by 1 plus k square divided by the r square. So this one is the formula for the acceleration. From this, for pure sliding motion without friction, we get the acceleration formula, it is the g into the sine of the theta, and final velocity, it is the under root of twice into the gh. So friends, here we have completed the formula for the velocity and acceleration. So let's see the new point. Remark. For rolling object, the moment of inertia is in the form of n into the mr square. Numerical factor n gives the value of k square divided by the r square. For example, for uniform solid sphere, we know that moment of inertia's formula, that is I is equals to 2 by 5 into the mr square. That means which is equals to m into the k square. So we have to get the ratio k square divided by r square, which is equals to simply 2 by 5. For ring or hollow cylinder, this ratio becomes equals to simply 1. And for uniform disc or solid cylinder, this ratio becomes 1/2. When a rod rolls, it is actually a cylinder that is rolling. While rolling, the ratio of, we get the ratio, that is translational kinetic energy as to rotational kinetic energy as to total kinetic energy. We get the new formula or the ratio 1 as to k square divided by r square as to 1 plus k square divided by the r square. This is the ratio of translational as to rotational as to the total kinetic energy. Let's see the next point. While writing the kinematical equations, we have clearly know that what are the notations used in linear motion and rotational motion. First, see, in linear motion, displacement is denoted by small s. In rotational motion, it is the theta. Initial velocity, it is the small u in linear motion, while that in the rotational motion, it is the omega 0. Final velocity, it is the v in linear motion, and omega, it is in the rotational motion. And acceleration in linear motion represented by small a, while in rotational motion it is the alpha. Remember these notations. We have next point, is the kinematical equation. First, we have to calculate the average velocity, that means initial plus final divided by the 2 in terms of equation. V average is equals to U plus V divided by the 2 in translational motion. While in case of rotational motion, this can be written as omega average is equals to omega 0 plus omega divided by the 2. As we know that acceleration, it is the rate of change of velocity with respect to the time, we get the relation A is equals to dv by dt is equals to v minus u divided by the small t. In rotational, it can be written as alpha is equals to d omega by dt is equals to simply omega minus omega 0 divided by the t. So we get the first kinematic equation in translational motion, it is the v is equals to u plus at. And in rotational motion, it is omega is equals to omega 0 plus alpha into the t. This one is the first equation in translational motion and it is the in rotational motion. Let's see the next equation. We know that displacement equation, it is the S is equals to V into the T, or here V average into the small t. In rotational motion, it can be written as theta is equals to omega average into the small t. So here the second kinematic equation in translational motion, it is S is equals to ut plus 1/2 at square, while in rotational motion it can be written as theta is equals to omega 0 t plus 1/2 alpha into the t square. This one is the second kinematic equations in translational and rotational motion. So let's see the third equation. V square is equals to u square plus twice as in translational motion. And omega square is equals to omega 0 plus twice into alpha theta. This one is the rotational motion. So third equation in translational motion, it is v square is equals to u square plus twice as. In rotational motion, it is the omega square is equals to omega 0 square plus twice alpha into the theta. So friends, today we see the various different points in this topic. So we stop here. In the next video, we see the next remaining points.